Did you ever wonder what would have happened if Shanks accepted Luffy into the Red Hair Pirates at the beginning of One Piece, and what would have happened to the Straw Hats if they never met Luffy? Well, in this video, I'll try to answer all these questions. There are several things might have happened if Shanks had accepted Luffy into the Red Hair Pirates at the beginning of One Piece. First, Luffy's experiences with the Red Hair Pirates, a well-established and respected crew, could have led to a different trajectory for his character. Luffy might have matured more quickly and become a more disciplined and strategic pirate, as he would have had access to the guidance and mentorship of experienced pirates. Second, Luffy would have likely trained with the Red Hair Pirates and gained access to resources that would have made him stronger and more capable earlier on. This could have led to him being able to take on stronger opponents and achieve his goals faster. Shanks is one of the very few people in the world who can use all three types of haki. Even Whitebeard complimented Shanks for his haki when he used it on his visit. With Luffy joining the Red Hair Pirates, Shanks will probably become a mentor for Luffy and teach Luffy about haki, and he would be a haki specialist. Third, the overarching storyline of One Piece would have been different if Luffy had joined the Red Hair Pirates. Luffy's goal was always to become the Pirate King, and joining the Red Hair Pirates would have put him on a different path to achieving that goal. Last, if Luffy had joined the Red Hair Pirates, he will never meet Ace and Sabo. He wouldn't have needed to form his own crew, and the Straw Hat crew as we know it would not have existed. This would have changed the dynamics of the story significantly, as the relationships and interactions between the Straw Hats are a crucial aspect of the series. And now, what would have happened to the Straw Hats if they never met Luffy? There is a speculation that all the other Straw Hats would have died if they never met Luffy. There is no denying that some of them might die or live a different life. Now let's see what might have happened if Luffy had never met them. Starting with Zoro, Luffy first met Zoro in Shell's town. At that time, Zoro was being held captive by the Navy for killing a dog owned by 𝐋𝐢𝐜𝐿 to save a little girl. If Zoro had never met Luffy, it is certain that Zoro would have died in execution, and his dream of becoming the world's greatest swordsman would never have been realized. It is worth mentioning that thanks to Luffy, Zoro can continue to chase his dreams. The next is Nami. You might think that if Nami never met Luffy, Nami would have become part of Buggy's pirates or died at Buggy's hands. That's not true. Nami will try to escape or contact Arlong for help because Nami is a valuable asset to Arlong. Not only that, if Nami had never met Luffy, her life would have likely continued as a thief working for the Arlong pirates to collect money to buy back her village from Arlong. Nami may not have had the opportunity or courage to stand up to Arlong and free her village. It's possible that Nami may have eventually found another way to free her village or decided to give up on her dream of buying back her village altogether. However, it's unlikely that Nami would have become a member of a pirate crew or formed close relationships with other people. It's also possible that Nami may have been caught by the Marines or other pirate crews while working as a thief and been punished for her crimes. The next is Usopp. If Usopp had never met Luffy, he may have continued his life as a storyteller and liar in his hometown. Usopp may not have had the opportunity or the courage to leave his hometown and explore the world. Usopp may have also continued to struggle with his fear and lack of confidence. Luffy's belief in Usopp and his unwavering support helped Usopp to overcome many of his insecurities and become a braver and more capable member of the crew. His life as a storyteller may come to a stop when 𝐋𝐤𝐿 manages to seize Kaia's entire fortune, and there is a possibility that Usopp's fate will end up in 𝐋𝐤𝐿's hands if he dares to oppose. The next is Sanji. If Sanji had never met Luffy, he may have continued his life as a chef on the Baratie restaurant ship. Sanji may not have had the opportunity or the desire to leave the restaurant and explore the world to find All Blue. It's possible that Sanji may have eventually become a renowned chef in his own right. The next is Chopper. If Chopper had never met Luffy, he may have continued his life as a reindeer living on Drum Island. It's possible that Chopper may have eventually become a great doctor on his own. But you need to remember, Chopper lived an isolated life in the Drum Kingdom, which was ruled by a tyrannical King 𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐿. 𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐿 was to blame for the death of the man Chopper considered to be his only friend. Chopper would later attempt to finally defeat 𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐿 in retaliation, but it was Luffy who actually succeeded in beating him. It's very likely that 𝐻𝐽𝐻𝐿 would have been able to kill Chopper for defying him if Luffy wasn't there. The next is Nico Robin. If Nico Robin had never met Luffy, she would have been killed by Crocodile and Alabasta once he realized the poneglyph doesn't reveal Pluton. Even if Robin survives, there is a possibility that she will be captured by the world government and executed secretly because Robin is the only person left who can read poneglyph. The next is Franky. If Franky had never met Luffy, he may have continued his life as a shipwright and underworld broker in Water 7. And the worst case scenario is that Franky will be captured and executed secretly by the world government because he knows all about Pluton's blueprints. The next is Brook. If Brook had never met Luffy, he may have continued his life as a wandering musician and pirate on his own, cursed to roam the seas as a lonely skeleton. He will never feel the heat of the sun because his shadow was stolen by Mori. Also, his dream of reuniting with Laboon will never be realized. The last is Jinbei. Jinbei was imprisoned and impaled down when Luffy first met him. It was thanks to Luffy's invasion of the impenetrable prison and the resulting mass breakout that led to Jinbei's freedom. If Jinbei had never met Luffy, Jinbei would have spent the rest of his days living as a prisoner in the worst level of impaled down if he hadn't met Luffy.